Well, talking about situation started at my job, but really started before then. Started, I think, with just the lack of trust and lack of respect that my family had for me. What happened by my job really opened that up, and now it's at a point where it's time to part ways. Um, you know, my whole life, the things that I've done, things that I've worked for, the honesty I've given people, I don't deserve the doubt and the lack of respect that my family initially showed me when I came from college, and what happened at a job where not getting along with coworkers, them being pissy and fussy about me not talking to them, and basically a social battle that went on at a place of employment for about a year, which should never happen at a place of employment. They're not social places or this political places. They're places of work, they're places of pay, they're places of employment. So, I will make that breakdown video in the future. Like I said, I will break down the tactics that were used against me, and the aggressive tactics that were used against me. It wasn't like I went out of my way, I don't even have a place of employment how you show, sexual attraction. I mean, other than the fact that it's very funny because there was a girl there who I made a point to like try to talk to every day because I liked her. And they like would take that and they didn't like that and they would use it against me, but like literally would do things that would show the opposite of how they described me. And even before a Christmas party, showing on my Tinder and me trying to find a date on Tinder, date with a girl, not a guy, because that's not who I am. And that's not how they talked about me, very aggressively and very openly to the public. And they did it aggressively for a reason, specific reasons, for not socializing with your coworkers, hurting the social chemistry within a work environment. Does not give someone the right to attack an individual, especially who is a part of the local community, and destroy everything that they have because people don't want them to work there. That's not okay. That's never going to be okay. And if people don't want to accept accountability for it, like using things like poor eye contact and anxiety in social situations because you stutter a lot, you don't want to sound like you don't know what you're talking about, and people to use that for their own fucking benefit to try to get you out of the office. It's really sad and pathetic, and they're never going to own up to it because they're the kind of people that have always gotten what they wanted. Kind of people who've always gotten what they wanted in life. Parents probably had a good amount of money. Maybe their choice of career was like a hand-me-down from their parents. The kind of people who don't work as hard as me. Kind of people who aren't as hardworking as the kind of person I am. They're not the kind of people to admit to their mistakes and what they did wrong. I am. I do fucked up shit all the time. I've definitely blacked out, pissed my pants. I've passed out in other people's cars in the winter at bars and stuff. But that doesn't have anything to do with, how attracted to women I am and how, unappealing the times I've been hit on by men or homosexual men. That has nothing to do with that. And it's funny because, those are the kind of situations that I dealt with. And when people don't like you and you exceed, both in the community and in your job, you exceed what people's expectations. When you exceed people's expectations of you and they're shitty people, they're going to go out of their way because they can't better themselves to take you down. And I didn't realize I was so high up on a pedestal. But it doesn't matter. Whatever. I got to where I was by how hard I work, and I'm going to get to where I'm going to be by how hard I work. And I'm sorry that my parents don't trust me and my family doesn't trust me and doubts me. And, me seeing them once a week when I was working wasn't enough for them to know who I am at 25 years old. And to think that the way I talked about myself and presented myself was all just a lie or a cover-up, because you must. It's not like I didn't talk to them for like months or years. I told them everything that was going on in my life and, what I was doing and stuff. And it's their choice to trust these scummy people who are going to have to deal with what they did in this life, and whatever fucking presents them after they die, they're going to have to deal with that. And that's, That's where me understanding and knowing what happened, and how people did what they did and why they did what they did, me thinking about the afterlife takes my anxiety away, because I know that I didn't deserve what happened to me. And I know that people are going to get what they deserve. They're not going to get it here. They may not get it in this life, but they're going to get it in the next one. So they can have fun with that, and I'll have fun with my motivation and where that motivation carries me. But, just be wary that don't put yourself in vulnerable positions, whether it's at a job, any point in your life. Don't put yourself in a vulnerable position, even if it's going out to the bar and drinking your face off, and pissing your pants and things like that and blacking out, or like, even being nice to people. If you're nice to certain people at a bar and you're talking to them and you're smiling and having a good time, somebody else sees that, just you talking to somebody who went to your school, and you're just being nice to them because you're a human being and you're just not a scumbag. But like, maybe you just have to be a scumbag and I don't even want to be a scumbag to people. I just want to keep to myself, work, get to myself where I am. But like those kind of situations, people don't like you, and they're gonna use it against you. I didn't realize that I had to like battle for what I worked for when I came home from college, but I did apparently. That's okay. It's like I said, the more I think about everything and how it happened, I'm not going to be the one with the anxiety. It's going to be the people who did shitty things that are going to have probably, if they have a conscience. If they don't have a conscience, I don't really know. But I don't try to do things every day that I'm going to regret down the line. That's not who I am. But, other people, what works for them, what works for them in the afterlife, and they want to ruin, whatever, deal with repercussions, like I said, maybe not in this life, but in the afterlife. And, probably at one point I'll see my parents, eventually, and they'll apologize to me. That's what's going to happen probably, because that's what I deserve, a big apology. At the same time, in this life, in this world, like, nobody owes you anything. It's just like, I always thought that I had friends. I always thought that I had people that cared about me. I always thought that there was an equal level of mutuality between like just being a friend of somebody's and trusting them and believing in them. I thought that was a mutual thing, but it's not. And I think the level that I get from other people, I don't want to make friends. I don't want to deal with fucking people on a personal level. I just want to work and get to where I am and be able, certain things that people involve in their personal lives, like sex and things like that, they're different for me. That's going to be like me getting food when I want it. Because of how I have to work for it and, where I want it from, I don't have respect, so I need money. And I'm not going to show any respect. I have to get over that hump of being, of needing or wanting acceptance or respect. I have to get over that hump of needing or wanting that. I think the more time I progress in my isolation, the easier it's going to get, and the more I'm going to appreciate it. The more I see people just, in the world, in the outer space, and the interactions I have with them that aren't appealing to me, I'm going to appreciate it more and more. And I used to understand that I didn't do anything. All I did was try to tell people the truth and what happened and what people did. And, when people don't respect you from the beginning, and situations like this happen where there's like distrust and disagreements and things, they show that they don't believe in you, they doubt you, and maybe that's what needed to happen. Maybe that is what needed to happen. I didn't really have much respect for my family my whole life. I had to fight to go away to college, and I went from them telling me I wasn't ready to completely dominating and excelling, and doing it at a high level, and doing it not where school was the only thing I focused on. Because like I said, I was made fun of throughout high school, throughout middle school. So I worked out, got myself ready for college because I knew I wanted to go away. I knew, I forgot all this, that I didn't like that area where I grew up because of how little they respected me, because it started to show me respect once I worked out. And then, I didn't maximize my potential with women in college, but I did a good job for how well I did in school. And definitely proud of myself. And I'm sorry that my family needed to be around me 24/7 to know who I am. But when they don't doubt you, they don't believe in you. You see little red flags your whole life, like them like giving you like really shitty advice, like that you would give someone who wasn't that intelligent or wasn't capable of much or you didn't think much of, like just like little stupid things that like are common sense. Like that was the advice I got from them. And then I went to college, and it's a busy scenario, especially in the program I was in, and I had a great time. I had friends all the time, going to the dining hall, going to just camp, like having a campus to go around, walk around. You meet friends, and then you have all these fucking women. There weren't that many in engineering. It was the one regret I had immediately was there's like 5 fucking girls out of 100 fucking people in your class, and they're not the most attractive. Probably should have went to business school. Probably should have transferred to fucking business school. And if my family didn't have such doubts and